All right, I just wanted to talk a little bit about the shop here. I've, for some reason, kind of done this, I think, the last 2 years in a row. But I don't ever show what I'm working on in here, except for when I'm doing these type of videos. But I just wanted to talk about what I do in the winter. I don't do very much like work-wise, but typically, pretty much every year, I piddle around with some projects. I get old mowers to fix up, a lot of times to resell. I'm going to be talking about them. You can see the one right here, and then this John Deere right here. But you can see the very edge of the refrigerator over yonder. I got that this year, toward the beginning of the year, from a junk removal job. It was the only job that I did this year, junk removal, and it worked great. It's just old, they wanted rid of it, and I've been using it all summer to keep my water in. I put it in my cooler when I get ready to head out, keep ice in it and everything. But if anybody's seen my older videos about my shop, garage, whatever, I have last winter put these shelves up. It has been a huge improvement to this place. And I don't have much of anywhere else to put anymore. I've got more, but I just don't have much of anywhere else to put them. And as you can see, they're already full. But huge help on organization and whatnot of this place. I'll show y'all around a little bit what I've got and what I've been doing. I got this, and as you can see, I do have the hood for it. I've got the mower deck over there. It needs a lot of work, but I got this. I paid $150 for this. It is a John Deere 310. This is like an early 90s model tractor. I think it has about 1,300 hours on it, and the motor runs amazing. It seemed like it was leaking when it was parked over here. I don't see no oil right now. The engine was leaking a little bit. I think the bottom seal is bad. The engine runs great. I put a battery in it, and I did have to put a new coil on it. I replaced the fuel line from the tank up to the filter. The filter is new. And that's about all I've done with the running part of it. I had to buy a plastic elbow for the hoses on the transmission pump. The elbow was busted, and I replaced that and put fluid in it, and now it does drive. This tire is new. It was blown out and wouldn't hold air. Y'all can probably see underneath there, the transmission does leak a little bit of oil. I think that I can fix it. I think I used the original O-ring on the plastic elbow, and I think that's why it's leaking. But shouldn't be very hard to change that. This motor is a Kohler Command 20. I don't know if it's any count. I had a old junk parts mower, an old Craftsman that this come off of, and sometime or another, I don't know if I'll do it this winter or not, I'll get around to tinkering with this and try and get it running. I hope that it does run, because it'd be a good candidate to put on maybe another good quality garden tractor, or an old zero turn if I were to get one to fix or something. Here's my sprayer. I don't know if I made videos about this or not. I think I bought this year because I do a lot of spraying for weeds, and I built this little cart like deal. The front casters come off of a billy goat walk behind vacuum, self-propelled vacuum, and the rest of the frame is actually an old Cub Cadet, like residential grade zero turn frame. And I've got this thing mounted. It's got holes that you can run bolts up into the bottom of this thing, so I got it mounted that way. And I just I've got it set up to where it follows behind my tractor perfectly, and these wheels just swivel behind it. So it's worked out good. Only complaint, I probably would like to put a bigger pump and a longer hose on it. This little hose just ain't quite long enough. It's aggravating. But then I got this all is a disarray where I've been working on this junk and whatnot. But I bought some of my Bowyer tools are scattered around. I bought that floor jack and jack stands this year. I've been needing something like that for some time now, but I do have a mower jack. I'll show you that in a little bit. But I've got some pressure washer parts, some different types of chemicals and lubricants and whatnot. I bought that Milwaukee grease gun this year. I love it. I wish I bought the M18. That's an M12. And I wish I bought the M18, but I like it. So it is what it is. I got various parts. A spool of gas line, hydraulic oil for my mower, an old grease gun, it's air powered, just pretty much junk. Just various things. I got my 2 spare spindles in the original old spindle there. I got some spare gear heads and string heads for Stihl weed eaters. Just various things. Got my Yukon tool chest with my Cobalt tools. This kit was in its own contained box. It had 4 drawers. And when I got this tool chest, I just took the drawers out and put them in here. That way they're already organized. Didn't have to waste money on organizers. But everything else is just random pliers and clamps and jacks and various things. DR brush mower. I just got some parts strewn on it. Mainly because of this. This is a Craftsman Gt235. When I bought it, it's really in pretty good shape. I did have to buy the engine mount plate for it off of eBay. I used one, obviously. The original owner, he just unbolted the engine plate because it bolts down. He just unhooked the motor from the wiring and everything, just unbolted the whole plate and just took the clutch and everything off at one time. But I got the motor off of another old junk parts mower. Put on there. It's a Briggs & Stratton, I think 24 horsepower. I haven't gotten around to try and get it running just yet, but the electronics seem to work. I can turn the key and it makes the starter engage and everything. I do have the mower deck for it. It seems to be in real good shape. You've seen that earlier. It's under the trailer. I do have the hood for it as well. And I just want to try and fix it up. I think it'd be a decent mower. I'm not going to exactly use it for a backup or whatever, but one thing that is really appealing to me about this is you can get a sleeve hitch for this mower and they're really very cheap, which I can get a sleeve hitch for my big John Deere, my X540, but those things are like $500 for just a sleeve hitch. You can get a brand new sleeve hitch for this mower for $200. And until I get a tractor or even a 700 series John Deere or a subcompact tractor, I would like to have some various attachments for this, or maybe for my X540 if I can. I have come across a real good deal for a sleeve hitch on Facebook, and people never got back in touch with me about it, so whatever. But that's just another project. The 320 is pretty much done. It drives good and seems to be reliable. I ran it around for a long time one day and I don't think it ever overheated and the transmission never lost power, so everything's good. With the tractor, I'm going to have to do some welding and replace a bunch of stuff on the mower deck in order to use it, but I think it's savable. There'll be some more money thrown at it, but this mower, like I say, I paid $150 for it. I got about $50 in a tire, just various odds and ends. When I get done with it, I'll probably have about $500 in it, and I think it'll make for a good, reliable mower. And biggest reason I bought it is I don't want to use the Cub Cadet. I gave it to my aunt for her to use. This coming year, I hope to not have to use it at all. And one big thing is I may mow my yard on days where I'm not mowing. And the more often that I can mow my yard by myself, probably the better. I did mow my yard quite a few times with my helper, just like after we get done or whatever with the rest of the mowing, or before we go out to mow, just whatever. And, you know, that's $20, possibly $20. Well, that's $10 or whatever that I could save by doing it myself. And I don't have to pull the trailer out of the garage just to unload a mower. I can have this one here, just jump on it and go. That's the biggest reason I'm investing some money into this. I know for a business aspect, this and that both are a waste of money. Some people may say that the money I put into my primary mowers was a waste. I should have just sold them and got something new. But I don't know what exactly I'm going to do. I just really don't think that I would want to invest in a used zero turn when I could finance a brand new one. I don't know. And again, anybody that I've talked to about this, don't think that I'm just disregarding your input. I'm not by any means. I'm just indecisive just yet on what's the best route to take. But anyway, that's a whole another topic that I've talked about. Probably too much. Anyway, I'll show you all what's up in the storeroom here in a minute. I do have another junk mower outside. Well, it's not really a junk mower, but I've got a mower outside. It's a project. Now, it is a lawn tractor. All these 4 mowers I've got in this building right now are garden tractors. They're heavy duty. They got heavy duty rear ends in them. They are more able to withstand the rigors of what I do and just, tasks in general than just regular lawn tractors. Like, I think this 320 retailed for about $6,000 maybe, and that's what my GT235 retails for as well. When it was new, my X540 is about a $9,000 mower. When it was new, I paid $3,250 for it. That's more than any Lowe's tractor out there. So anyway, again, that's just, I'm not bitching. I'm not beating a dead horse. I'm just saying, y'all. But anyway, I'll go up here in the storeroom and show y'all what I got up there. So in here, I got an air compressor. This was left with this property when we moved here. I got a old air compressor tank that I converted into just an air tank. I can hook a hose up to it and fill it with air and take it around if I need to. I think it was last winter or sometime in the last 2 years, I put this light up here above this table because we usually keep a lot of parts and shit here, so that come in handy. These 1x12s are from extra shells that I ended up not putting up yet. I got this tarp to cover my dumpster trailer when I start using it, and this is a winch that I got for my little trailer. I got the winch because where I fool with junk mowers, it would come in handy for winching them up on the trailer and whatnot. But I bought these ramps this year for $25. Great deal, really. Comes in handy loading stuff in and out of the back of the truck. And here's some more shelves that I put up. Transmission out of an old junk mower. I'm trying to sell this on Craigslist. It was in such bad shape that it wasn't worth trying to save the mower itself. Here's my pressure washer. I've made videos about that before. I got a spreader that I've not used. Can't remember if I bought that this year or last year. I got a extendable brush for pressure washing that I've never done. I want to get more into pressure washing. I just never have done it yet. I got plenty of garden hose and plenty of pressure washer hose. But I'm going to get rid of this old push mower frame eventually. I'm probably going to give it to a friend of mine, just ain't ever got around to it. These 2 engines, I'm going to try and rebuild these. Try and make one good one out of both of them to put on the mower that I got outside that I talked about. And just some miscellaneous junk. Old engines, old chainsaws. There's my seat from my 540. You see it's missing the padding. There's the old throttle cable that's wore out. I think those are the original belts off the 540 deck. They're not broke, they're just so wore out that it wasn't tensioning enough to keep it from squealing when I get in high grass. Here's the push mower that I'm going to sell, most likely anyway. It is a Craftsman front wheel drive, self-propelled. It's only a bagging and mulch mower. It doesn't have no side discharge. That's a Duromax engine. It's practically brand new. It probably don't even have 15 hours of use on it. And these two tillers, I paid $100 each for these. That one runs, but they claimed that it would jump out of gear when trying to use it. I've not used it yet myself to see. And this one here, I had to put this motor on. I had this motor sitting around. And last time I fooled with them, they both ran. That's been probably about a week ago. I just got to try them out and see how they do. This old Troy-Bilt horse, it needs the wheel axle seals replaced. I've never got around to it. It looks like the tire may be off the bead. I can't tell. I painted it and put a new motor on it, and the wheel seals was leaking so much I just haven't used it because I don't want to risk ruining it. And it was my papa's. I want to try and eventually restore it. If not really, really good, at least really decent, if that makes any sense. That yellow push mower was gift to me years ago. I've had that for quite some time. I'll be keeping it because it's a good mower. And this green push mower, it's about wore out, but it works good. We use it around the house. I have used it for work myself. This tiller, I do believe it was gift to me as well, and I put that motor on it, and I have made money with it. Not much, but I have made some money. And then this red Troy-Bilt is my dad's tiller. He used it in the garden all the time here at the house. That's my mom's pressure washer. That thing's a piece of freaking junk. I hate it with a passion. I want the damn thing rid of. It's hers though, so whatever. And that's an old parts mower that I probably need to just get rid of. My Alice Chambers, I want to put either that motor in the corner on it, a 10 horsepower Yanmar clone, or a 2-cylinder liquid cooled diesel or something. I would love to restore that into that kind of, with one of them type of motors. I repainted it years ago and it looks really good for a rattle can paint job, but I took the original motor off of it, which I don't think was the original. It's just original to when I bought it, because it quit working on me. I think just the points went bad or something. I don't know. But got rid of them motors, and it's just sat up here. And that thing was a pain in the ass to get up here. That rear end with them tires, I had to take the rear end out of it because it wouldn't fit through the door. And that rear end and tires probably weighs 200 or 300 pounds by itself. I like to never got this son of a bitch up in here. It is took apart. The transmission is separated from the frame. Rear fender panels took off. Floorboards were took off. Front grills took off. Seats took off. I just got to, at some point or another, get back to working on it. Like I said, I can't make up my mind what I want to put on it. And it's hard to find any kind of diesels that I mentioned. Over here, I've got the original tires that was on my mower when I bought it. Probably will just get rid of them. I just kind of kept them because I thought maybe in a pinch they would go back on or whatever and, get me by, but I probably need to just get rid of them. And some of my old toys or whatever when I was little. I got the original mirrors that come off my truck up there. I put tow mirrors on it about 2 years ago or so. I kept this straw. I probably need to get rid of that or do something with it. I used that on a job. Customer of mine tried to dig up their septic tank, and I got my neighbor to bring over some topsoil to fill it in, and I leveled it out and seeded it over and everything, and that was just a straw that I had left over. And got some extra insulation for the house that never have got around to putting in. An old Kohler motor, I need to get back there. I put it here for now, and I never put it back yonder with the rest of the motors. And my three suitcase weights that I ended up not really using. I used them once or twice, and it didn't work out well. And with the fluid in the tires on the front, I didn't even need it anyway. So anyway, that's what I piddle around with in the wintertime. And what I pretty much do, I did a lot of maintenance on my primary mowers. I've already got all that done. I'm just down to the pretty much just the basic projects. But I'm kind of waiting to order anything else or spend any money on anything else because of how the UPS and postal services and everything are so flooded with, are so flooded with gifts and stuff for Christmas and whatnot. I'm going to wait a little while before I order anything. Oh yeah, those weed eaters in the back, both of those are my dad's. I did put a straight shaft on one of them. They were both FS46s. I put a FS55 shaft on one of them. It's just a straight shaft. It's the exact same motor as the 46 and the 55. I put that straight shaft on there, and that's pretty much what I started my business with, was that straight shaft Stihl. Well, I started my business with a curve shaft, but I upgraded to straight shaft. Anyway, those are both Dad's. They don't get used very much anymore. Leaf rake, pitchfork, and combi attachments and whatnot over there. But anyway, that's pretty much my garage layout and whatnot. That room that I went up in over there, y'all heard me call it the store room. Fun little fact, I've probably mentioned this before in videos when I've done these types before. That whole building is separate. It's built on now, but it was separate from the garage. It actually used to sit out closer to the road. Back when my dad was younger, he actually grew up like right here, like next door to this property. And he said back in the day, some people used that building as a store. They sold like country goods or whatever, country ham, salt, whatever back in the day. And I reckon they put logs underneath the building and used a old rollback or tow truck or something there like that to move it over here, and they got the garage built onto it. So that's a fun little fact. I think that's pretty neat. But anyway, that's what kind of junk that I got right now. And like I say, I think I've made these types of videos the last 2 years, so I just felt like making another one. But anyway, see y'all later.